So, welcome to everyone to this new inspiring experience webinar of this series that we are organizing with the DigComp Hub project. I am Stefano Klutzer, working in this project for All Digital. And I'll just say a few words about the project itself, and then I will pass on the floor to Ángel Sola, who is the presenter of the Cibervoluntarios experience today. So the DigComp Hub is a project that started this year. And as I was explaining a few minutes ago to Ángel, it was created with the purpose of strengthening and the diffusion, the knowledge about DigComp, about the framework, which has been around now for a decade, but many people still don't know it, even in the educational sector, which is where you would expect more or less people to know it. And DigComp Hub is carrying on 3 action lines. One is it is giving resources, supporting the community of practice, the DigComp community of practice, which currently has about almost 1,000 people from all around the world. And it's a forum where people meet, share experiences, information about projects, look for support on specific issues, and so on. And the common element for the members of the COP is that they are interested in DigComp. They're working with it, studying it, or doing things with it, or simply want to get more informed about the framework. Then we are designing, and we will start delivering, piloting in January next year, a so-called short training course for adult educators and their organizations on what is DigComp and how you can use it in the adult education context for various purposes. And the third line of the project is about, in general, dissemination and promotional activities to make DigComp better known, especially in Europe, but worldwide, and especially targeting the community of adult educators. So this is just, and as part of this project, we started a few months ago these webinars that we call Inspiring Experiences, when we meet people who have been using DigComp for some purpose in their organization. We investigate a little bit what they do, and if we find that what they do is interesting, we invite them to present, like we do today, in a webinar where they can tell their story and then have a moment of question and answers with the participants to the webinar. So, Ángel, thank you very much for joining us today, and please, the floor is to you.
Well, Stefano, thank you so much for inviting Cibervoluntarios to be part of this hub and this series of webinars. My name is Ángel Sola. I'm representing Fundación Cibervoluntarios, a non-profit based in Spain for 22 years, promoting the social use and the more inclusive and democratic use of technology to empower citizens in Spain. So let me share a presentation, and let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, let me. Can you see full screen now?
Perfect. Yes.
Okay, so my presentation will have two different parts. The first part, I'm going to introduce you what is Fundación Cibervoluntarios, what are our goals and objectives and our achievements. And the second part will be the most interesting for your community, is how we implemented the DigComp framework in the design of Cibervoluntarios training catalog for all citizens. Before I start, I would like to tell you that what we do with the DigComp is non-formal education adapted to the educational framework in Spain right now, with kids in primary and secondary school, but also with other entities, educational entities, and also grassroots organizations that we collaborate with. I will tell you all of this. So let me know I will let you know about Fundación Cibervoluntarios. Fundación Cibervoluntarios started 22 years ago. We are the biggest tech volunteer network that we know here in Europe. It's a tech volunteer network that are transforming people's life by making activities, raising awareness activities, and training workshops and training activities for citizens that are at the situation of digital vulnerability. We promote citizen participation through this technological volunteering, and we promote the use and knowledge of technology to alleviate social gaps and to improve and increase social rights. We are now talking about citizen digital sovereignty, how citizens need to get back their rights online, and how they have the right to understand and to know this so-called digital transformation that we are living in. And so no one is leaving behind in this digital transformation. For that, digital competencies are, as you may know, the key here in all our programs to overcome those challenges. We currently have a network of 3,400 volunteers all across Spain. We tackle from big cities to rural areas. For us, it's really, really, really important to get to rural areas to get to the people living there. And we collaborate directly with more than 1,900 organizations. Let's say, namely, municipalities, other grassroots organizations, educational centers of primary and secondary schools here in Spain. And also we collaborate with regional and national governments to improve digital competencies of the population. Thanks to all of our activities, we can reach about 90,000 people annually through the free digital skills training activities and events that we are doing here in Spain. So this is our main lines of action. We create and develop projects, bespoke projects, collaboratively with other companies, and what we do is doing it from local to global. In the field, we reach and detect the needs of the citizens with the network of volunteers, and we use the tools that may solve a problem in a disruptive, open, transparent, ethical, and sustainable way. We encourage the positive and safe use of technology, not only for the citizens, but also for the organizations here in Spain, for grassroots organizations and other NGOs. We support the digitalization of SMEs and small NGOs by free training courses. This is another very important thing for you to know, that all of the activities and all of the training that we are doing through the network of volunteers are free for the end user and for the citizens. No one needs to, there is no charge in money for, none for the entities and none for the beneficiaries of those training. And what we do is bridging this digital divide by innovative tools that we are promoting in our trainings. As I say, we count with the volunteers. The tech volunteers are the heart of the Cibervoluntarios Foundation. We started 22 years ago with a small network of volunteers detecting that people didn't know how to interact with technology. What was internet in those days, 22 years ago, so far away? Things have come a long way since 2001, and now after the pandemic situation, we detected that not only the citizens that are vulnerable, like can be senior citizens, minors and teenagers, migrants, people with disabilities, but the whole population are at the risk of digital vulnerability if they don't have the necessary skills, digital competencies for education, for work, for communication, and they need to be aware of them, understand those tools. And this is the work of Cibervoluntarios. They dedicate their passion and their time to promote those digital skills through the training courses. We don't have a very stereotypical cyber volunteer. It doesn't have to be a person who has skills, top-notch skills in technology. It can be anyone that can teach how to open an email account, for example, how to make a video call for people that wants to be communicated with their families or their relates. And there's a lot of people that are afraid of the safety in the use of those tools. One of the first premises in all of our trainings is to give them the autonomy to be free to use those tools, and to teach them existing tools, free existing tools, to improve their day by day in several topics. This is something that I want to insist in the way of working in the Cibervoluntarios. We work from local to global, detecting the needs in the zone, in the areas, in the communities, working together with the communities, working together with other NGOs to detect those needs and adapt the trainings to those needs. This is a glimpse of some of our projects in collaboration with other organizations to train in digital competences and generate social impact here in Spain. And we invite you to know more about them and register for free courses if you want to know how we do it. This is, for example, we've got these so-called trainings that you will be able to do it. I don't know how to go back to the presentation here. There is. So the presentation will be available for all of you that want to get more in depth all of these programs. All of these tools had to do with those vulnerable citizens. For example, we have a program called Stop, Think and Connect to prevent kids, educational sector, the teachers, and also the families in training activities, extra scholar training activities, and how to navigate and use in a safe way internet, how to prevent from cyberbullying, for example, how to detect and prevent for those situations, and to give them tools, online tools, to give them the knowledge on how they are doing, for example, in social media, the parents on how they need to know what their kids are doing online, because it's not a thing of forbid anything, but to give this education. We also have programs for seniors, as you can see there, for example, Conectados or Expert Click, to provide autonomy and a healthy life for seniors through applications on how to connect with their medical applications, or how to connect with the doctor online, or how to do e-banking or e-administration. Because, for example, here in Spain, a lot of administrative paperwork must be done online, and they don't know how to proceed with that. We implement those courses to prevent the situation of digital divide here in Spain with senior population. We also have programs for women entrepreneurs in rural areas called Mujer TIC to teach them how to put their businesses online. After the pandemic situation, most of them needed to close their businesses because they didn't have the resources or their tools to go online. We teach them for free how to do it, and we make an itinerary for them to making them websites and making them Shopify if they want to sell anything, and give them counseling in any of this aspect. Here, there's other projects that you can see. This is our national projects. And we also have an international activity because we have a large base of citizens for testing those applications, tools, platforms that the European Commission, through their programs like Horizon Europe or Erasmus Plus, are implementing. We test those tools with citizens in social living labs to see if they are feasible, if they are sustainable, and the most important thing, if they solve the needs of the citizens, the real needs of the citizens. So this is another way of collaborating. We are now collaborating with almost 40 European organizations between universities and stuff. And sorry for that. And if you can see other projects, you can go to the website to see it. What we do is basically offer learning opportunities. We offer training activities run by the volunteers. Those activities can be both on-site, inside, and online. The offline training activities we are doing in collaborating with other organizations. They are all of them got related with digital competencies. All of the free courses got to do from basic digital competencies to more advanced in a training itinerary that can last maybe from 2 hours if there's a workshop to 30 hours if there's a complete training course from basic, intermediate, and advanced digital competencies. So the Cibervoluntarios support in this learning process. No matter what level you have, as they say, the people need to start from something. What we need is a room that there's facilities that are let us by, for example, municipalities or public libraries that let us those facilities with internet connection and computers, and we use those facilities all over Spain to do the training courses. We don't have specific rooms to do those training courses. We don't have schools, let's say so. We have the collaboration of the network of those entities and organizations we collaborate with. That's why we are very capillary. We have a lot of capillarity, so we can reach rural areas, big cities, little communities, and that's the way we grow through the years. You also have online courses. We are now implementing those training activities. We are now implementing those training activities in an e-learning platform to give the people the chance to do it on their own, with self-assessment of the digital competencies and evaluation of the digital competencies. After the evaluation of the digital competencies, the DigComp competencies are related to those, and they are certified. We certify those competencies online. Our catalog, which has 250 training courses from very basic to more advanced, are now being implemented. This is something new, the online courses. We've been implementing since 2023, and we are growing this catalog. You can reach this catalog online in our website. Now we only have 12 of those training courses, but at the end of the year, beginning of 2024, will be growing and growing and growing. And we are testing now how it is work and the certification of those competencies. And we also have another way to get trained, which is Cyber Academy. Cyber Academy is a place in our website when you can go and see small pills, training pills of, take advantage of technology to improve your life. And you can learn how to use different applications, download a digital certificate, maybe the course, manage your bank account online. There's a lot of topics that can be seen there in 1 minute, or micro trainings of 5 minutes that you can see in a glimpse what are some of the technological advances that are right now. And now more than 600,000 people have already improved their digital skills thanks to Cyber Academy. So we have these 3 training lines: the training with the volunteers, the online courses that anyone can do it by their own, and the Cyber Academy to understand in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, basic concept of technology. This is what I explained before, that just in a minute, you need only 60 seconds to start using a new tool or application. The micro trainings, we explain the technology, how we use digital tools step by step in 5 to 10 minutes micro training. And we have also webinars, live open learning we call, like 1 hour webinar to 30 minutes to 1 hour to introduce workshops and interview with experts in topics like cybersecurity, for example. And they are open to all citizens to attend. So we also have a YouTube channel. I'm glad to introduce you the spot that is now at a national television here in Spain to raise awareness about the things that we can do for the citizens. Is learn free from technology with Cibervoluntarios. It's in Spanish, sorry for that.
Yo he pedido cita para sacar mi vida laboral y me la dan en 1 mes y medio. Clara, hazlo por la web, sin cita ni nada. Es fácil, está chupado.
Hay muchas personas como Clara que no saben conectarse con la tecnología. En Cibervoluntarios te ayudamos de forma gratuita a que puedas lograrlo. Aprende con cibervoluntarios.org. Es fácil, está chupado.
Ya está el restaurante de papá terminado, solo nos falta la web de reserva.
Lo tengo resuelto, Santi. Hacemos un curso en Cibervoluntarios. Es fácil, está chupado.
¿Sí?
Hay muchas personas que, como Santi, no saben conectarse con la tecnología. En Cibervoluntarios te ayudamos de forma gratuita a que puedas lograrlo. Aprende con cibervoluntarios.org. Es fácil, está chupado.
Well, as you can see, they introduce day by day things that people are living right now, like digital certificates, how to put my business online, these kind of things that people are worried about, that is very difficult, or they don't have the money or the resources to do it. We create those adapted training courses to those situations. So all our training programs are related to the DigComp competency framework, and this is the second part of my workshop, focusing on English language topics. For example, internet initiation, online transaction, business and digital marketing, teamwork and employment, creativity and content, secure internet, which is really a hot topic right now, social media and innovation. This secure internet is a transversal DigComp competence that we are in all of our trainings. The training catalog of cyber volunteers, as we say, well, I say before, we have 250 training courses, but now there are approximately 300 training modules. We've been growing those modules for 20 years, updating them monthly, and all of these contents are organized by themes, areas, competencies, and levels. And how we implemented DigComp in our training catalog. So we use the European competence framework to establish the roadmap for the planning, creation, and development of the training courses. We started 4 years ago with those implementation with this roadmap for the planning and the creation and development of the new training courses and the updating of the old ones. And in this way, we implement training PIL following the DigComp competence structure, thus promoting a direct correlation with this framework. The training base of Cibervoluntarios consists of a wide catalog of these training courses on a basic and intermediate digital competencies. So in this way, by correlating the basic and intermediate DigComp competencies level with the basic and intermediate Cibervoluntarios training courses, we established the needs to be fulfilled in order to complete our catalog towards the needs that the European Commission are asking in this framework. So there are 300 training fields plus the DigComp competencies, and citizens can complete areas, competencies, and level of DigComp within our catalog. And the implementation process, we started, we started from 2001 and 2020 of the development of this training catalog during our trajectory as organization. In 2020, we aligned the process with DigComp 2.1. In 2022, we review and update to DigComp 2.2. Also in 2022, we developed and managed a unique catalog based on this digital 2.2 competences areas, and we introduced those competencies in the CRM, internal technical CRM that Cibervoluntarios are developing in the IT department. We have now a growing IT department that are making this change of the offline and online courses to the e-learning platform. So any citizens can have access to those courses, and they are public in the website. So this is the automation of the catalog. We are now in the process. We started in 2022 with the automation of the catalog, and now it's a process that is still going on. 2023 is the adaptation of the material to a responsive training for use on any device, because people now uses their devices, their iPhones, their Androids, their tablets to learn online, not only the computer. So all of the training courses are also being adapted to the responsive training for using any device. This is a huge work. It's very, we have a lot of work to do, but we started this year to do so, and we foreseen to have everything implemented by the first semester of 2024. So this is in this recent years, 20 to 23, our catalog has grown by over 50% based on the needs identified in the alignment process with the DigComp 2.1 and the updated version to its version 2.2. And Learn at Your Own Pace is this e-learning platform that we are now implementing. We started in 2023 to implement this platform in a professional way. Now we are making the first test of citizens that go online, register, and make the course they need. They got to do with cybersecurity, they got to do with digital marketing, they got to do with businesses online, they got to do with basic competencies. The thing is, we need to implement all of our catalog within the first semester of 2024 in our website, in a close relationship with the technical team to do it. So the content is responsive, interactive, and designed to enhance learning of citizens. And what's next? The next thing is, if you want to know more about how we are doing, the interaction that the citizens are making right now with the e-learning and the digital catalog that we are making right now, you can contact us and send us an email or an appointment, so we can share our experience with any of you. So this is my presentation. I am glad now to answer any question you may have. Thank you so much. And Stefano, I give you the floor if you want to add something or ask something. Thank you.
Thank you, Ángel. And Yes, I do have some questions, but I would let first other participants, if anyone has any curiosity or specific question. Please, Anna,
Hello.
just switch on your.
Yes.
Yes. No, I saw. Wait, Joanna and Anna. Okay, well, let go first, Joanna, and then Anna Solen. You can ask your question, please, Joanna.
Thank you. Sorry, Anna. Thank you, Ángel, for your tremendous presentation. It was really interesting, especially and well done for all your the work that you have done so far.
Thank you.
It was really interesting for me because I'm a PhD student here in the university in Greece, in the University of Thessaloniki, and my PhD is focusing on developing a training program on supporting the digital skills of students of higher education. And to tell you the truth, of course, I'm very inspired from the work that has been done so many years from the digital competence framework, and I'm following all the actions and activities that are promoted by L Digital or other entities and organizations. And I'm really curious. I was happy that in the end of your presentation that you invited us to come in contact with you in case that we want to ask for further questions, because the thing that I struggle is that in my case, I also want to design and deliver a program that is aligned with the digital competence framework, but I don't know how to do it.
Yes.
And I would be more than happy to discuss and with other people that share common interests. And another question, more practical, in the context of your presentation, you said that you evaluated the digital skills of your trainees.
Yes.
Is that right? Did you use any particular assessment or the DigComp framework? You transformed it into questionnaire. If you could say more on that, thank you.
That's it. Thank you so much, Joanna, for asking. Regarding the first question, feel free to contact me or my colleague Jose, who is also a part of the Cibervoluntarios. I'm here in Cibervoluntarios. I'm the head of communication in international projects, and we have an educational innovation department, which are now 3 persons. They are educators, a pedagogist, a anthropologist, that are making the research on how to detect the user requirements, the user needs, the beneficiary needs. We count with a good thing about we already have the base of citizens, because we collaborate with organizations, with grassroots organizations that direct their focus on their beneficiaries, seniors, minors and teenagers, university students, people from staff from NGOs, little NGOs, and the beneficiaries of those NGOs. So we adapt those training courses to the needs detected in a first phase of user requirements. We always do this. The researcher staff, which are pedagogists, sociologists, educators, and social anthropologists, make the first phase of research by interviewing, by focus groups, and once the needs are detected, we implemented the content of the materials. So all of the materials are based on the needs of the citizens. What we do with the framework of DigComp is to adapt this gigantic framework to what we detect of the needs of the real people, the real needs of the people. Of course, there are several digital competences that we need to cover in order to comply with the DigComp 2.2. But in the real life, there are needs that maybe are not specified, or maybe are people that have other needs in digital competencies. What we do is adapt those needs to this. But we already have this network of people doing this research. So this is the tricky part of it. We do it. We did the methodology. And regarding the second point, the second question, the more practical one, I recommend you to look further for Erasmus Plus projects that allows you fund to forward your research, your investigation.
If I may, Joanna, I don't know if you have been able, I don't remember if you attended the webinar, the two webinars actually we had with Mads from Aarhus University in Denmark, because they are doing, if you haven't, I don't remember if you were there, but if you haven't attended them, what they did is really interesting, and they explain the 4 steps that they are following in this design process, precisely with university students. Their problem was that the university decided that by 2025, all students should be digitally competent for the requirements of the labor market. So they said, this is the goal. How do we get there? And the first thing they did was this interfaculty. They had this very extensive process in which they brought together professors, teachers from the different faculties. They have 5 main faculties, so medicine, business, and other faculties, to discuss. And they used the high level, the 5 DigComp areas as a logical tool to focus on which are the priorities for future competence of students, digital competence of students. And then, so the first step was this one. In each domain, what are the likely requirements, digital competence requirements in 4, 5, 6 years time, in medicine, in whatever. And they use DigComp to do this. And they explain how they did it. And then they looked at what is the current curricula, what do they currently offer, and is the current curricula, let's say, supporting the development of those competencies which they want to achieve. And this is the second step. So an analysis, which I think it's something similar to what Ángel and Cibervoluntarios did with their old catalog, that they took their catalog and they looked at it from the point of view of DigComp to see, is there everything, what is missing, and so on. And then this is the second step. And then once you identify the gaps of current offer, then of course you have to fill the gaps. So who can do, how do we train people? How can we design the courses to fill those gaps? So this is a process that I strongly recommend that you. We had two meetings with Mads. He also shared some tools that they used in this process, and he said it was very, very interesting, because the fact that professors from different faculties started talking to each other, that they didn't do it before. Focus with the dialogue on digital competence, they discovered that, for instance, many of them shared similar needs. And so they could work together, for instance, in developing training activities for the students, even if they are in different faculties and so on. So it was very interesting, it's not just training design, but I would say proper digital transformation process. So it was, I strongly recommend that you look at that. Anna Solen, if you want to ask something, please.
Yes, thank you. I'm homesick in Corona, so I might sneeze. I try not to. I have a question. I work at a library with digital inclusion. That's my full-time job. And I discovered this DigComp, the first version actually. And I always like to have it like as a framework for how I think when I produce material and content. so I work at the library, and we have like a secrecy sort of contract. How do you work with your cyber volunteers when it comes to, because there are lots of passwords and you see things about their economy and health and stuff?
All of the materials and the resources available in the website are open to use for everyone. We don't have any secrecy or any closed or password to go to both the trainings and the events we are doing. That's the main purpose of going online with the training courses in the e-learning platform, to open them to everyone, so everyone can have access to them.
But
so I think the question is more,
it's different.
Yeah, it's more because the people we try to help, they expose themselves, their passwords, you know, so others can exploit.
No. The people that are registered in the platform are covered by the GDPR. There is data protection. No one is.
Ángel, I think Anna is talking of a different scenario, which is probably a bit different from what you do, because Anna, what you're talking about is more what I would call digital facilitation, where a citizen comes to you and they need, for instance, to access their medical records online, or they need to, they don't know how to do start an online banking service or things like that, and they come to a library and ask for support. And what your concern, which is shared by all digital facilitators, is how do you manage this private information? Because in order to support the people, you have somehow to become aware and know, but in your case, I don't know if in the kind of training that you do, you ever get to that stage where you really work on personal accounts, on accessing personal services and so on.
No, we don't work on that level of personal accounts, because what we do, for example, in face-to-face training, that can be like from 10 to 15 persons and in the same room. What we do is basic notions of, for example, if it's e-administration, we tell them step by step how to get into the e-administration, but we don't ask them for their passwords or for the secure passwords ever. We tell them how to do it, but we give them a guideline on how to do it, but we never do it individually with anyone.
Yeah, usually when they are complete beginners, someone has created like a Apple account or Google account for them, so usually you have to reset passwords, and if you want to download an app, you need the password. They don't know it, so that's usually where I start to reset everything so they have control over their own phone. But that's good that you, And another question, this e-platform, I looked at different LMS to have a platform and courses with a little bit of gamification, and you can, have tests and stuff. And they are all quite expensive. I only found like Moodle, that would be free, but the IT department don't want me to use the service. I was wondering what you have for LMS.
The LMS we started to have was Moodle at first instance, but now we are implementing our own LMS.
What's it called?
It's something implemented by the IT team by Cibervoluntarios. And it's something that they are programming. Okay.
Really?
We have, yes, because we have an IT crowd right now of 6 people right now, and they are working on adapting the Moodle to our own.
Oh, that's excellent.
Platform.
Yeah.
What we try to do with this is that we can provide to other organizations for free in a way, like a white label of LMS, besides Moodle or any other LMS. So Cibervoluntarios wants to become its own brand. Not using any LMS. This is something that will take a lot of time, and we are working with the IT team. But we have now the know-how on how to do it with the IT team. And maybe in 2024 we will be able to develop this white label of Cibervoluntarios for little organizations and NGOs to use their own LMS for free.
Yes, good for you. Do you work with libraries also, or are they part of?
With libraries? Yes, we collaborate with libraries across Spain. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
So let us know when your LMS platform will be available. That's going to be,
yes,
we hold another webinar for that.
Yeah, for sure. It will be a pilot with selected NGOs that we collaborate with. It will be a pilot at the beginning of 2024. Let's see how it works.
How it goes, of course.
Feedback from the users, iterate the tool. Maybe at the end of 2024, we have something that we can
show.
Offer for free to NGOs, because our main goal is to offer it for free to other NGOs.
Okay. Anyone else has? Yes, Anthony, please.
Hello, saludos desde París. From
Hello,
Paris. Anthony from PIX. Maybe you heard from us. Thank you for the presentation. Very interesting, and congrats for all the work you've done. I mean, it's very impressive, all the contents you've developed, and it was not that easy to follow because you have done so many things. So I'm gonna take a bit more time to after this to go through all of it. I was wondering, so I understand from the presentation that your work is mostly focused on training programs in digital skills. I was wondering if you were also using or working with an assessment tool, kind of assessment tool of digital skills for your public targets, which can be useful to better calibrate when you talk about identifying the needs. So to have a kind of tests to assess where they are and before and maybe after. So do you use one? And if yes, I would love to be able to see it. And if not, is this something you're interested in? And the second question I had was, do you work with, do you give certificates to your learners
Yes.
at the end of training programs?
Yes, there are three parts of it. Related to the assessment, it's been implementing a self-assessment tool, which are basically questions on how and what have you learned, to assess if what you learn is good or not good. So if the assessment is not valid, you need to make the course again. Okay, so you can't pass the course if the assessment is negative. So this self-assessment is based on the assessment that we do within our face-to-face training online, training or online courses with groups of people. There are a group of, as I said, of pedagogists that make those questions regarding the materials that they are teaching, the Cibervoluntarios are teaching.
So it's a post, so you do this assessment at the end of the course. It's what we call a summative kind of evaluation, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are implementing it in the e-learning platform.
Okay.
And in the face-to-face or online courses with groups, we first make a user requirement that can be an assessment. We tell them what are your main concerns about this application, or what do you think technology is good for you? What do you need to learn? We make this first user requirement. We adapt the material to those. For example, there are people with disabilities. So there are a wide range of different materials we have adapted to any kind of disability, let's say. Okay, so first the adaptation, second the training course, and at the end always an assessment to validate what they've learned. There's going to be also a gamification thing in the assessment online in the e-learning. We are going to use badges and gamification stuff to provide the people this willingness to go on and continue to learn with other training courses. And the certification is on its way. It's been made in blockchain. Don't ask me how, because I'm not the technical guy, but all of the certification of all of the courses will be certified and trusted by a blockchain certification. Yes, but this is the technical thing that I don't know how to explain. The only thing I know is through blockchain, and the IT crowd is making this adaptation of the certification. Yes, and I got to do with DigComp, of course. They are implementing in this blockchain all this DigComp certification.
Great, thank you. And just another question, just by curiosity, do you have any link with the Claro company? Because your logo is very similar.
With the what?
With the La Compañía Claro.
Claro, no, Claro is from Argentina, right?
Maybe, I was not sure. So I lived in Latin America for a few years, and I thought it was maybe also in Spain, but
no,
you have a very similar logo and color design, so I was wondering maybe, and they use these big companies used to have foundations. I was just wondering that because it's very similar.
I will ask the design team if they got to do anything with it.
Because it's also a telecommunication company, so it also has.
In fact, the logo changed 3 years ago. Before it was two hands approaching, one digital hand and one human hand approaching. But it was so difficult, and now logos are making more easy to learn to read the logo. So the clearer, the better.
It was just by curiosity.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
Ángel, I have a question that might be of interest also to Joanna. When you did this evaluation of the old catalog, of your old catalog, to see what you call the alignment to DigComp, what exactly did you look at? Because on one hand, I guess you have your DigComp categories, so the title of the areas, the specific competencies, the descriptors. So on the DigComp side, you have this kind of checklist, and then you say, I check the catalog, and what do you look in the catalog? You have modules or courses, and they have a title. They may have some metadata. They may have learning outcomes descriptions. They may have a course might have learning materials. So at what depth and how do you go about, how did you go about this kind of check, the analysis that you perform? Because I've heard and seen different ways of doing this, and I was curious to hear how you did it.
Well, it's a pity Jose is not here, because he
was involved.
Yeah, he was involved from the very beginning on this process. Basically, it was matchmaking what the DigComp catalog has those checked with what we have in that moment.
Okay.
And matchmaking that with something very important that we can't forget about, that is the user needs. So these are the DigComp framework, these are the Cibervoluntarios catalog framework, and in the middle are always the beneficiaries.
Of course.
In the middle are always the end user. So it was a three-way
triangulation. That's interesting.
Triangulation, let's say so. And it was involved, as I say, pedagogists, sociologists, anthropologists, and some of the people of the IT, and also educators. So it's a multi-stake staff that are doing this to provide the more excellence for the better social impact. That, as I said before, is really important to take into account the beneficiary needs, the citizen needs, what way they need as digital certificate, or what I need is this kind of application. How can I go there? It is safe. It is not safe. This happened most of all with seniors. Seniors are afraid to go online because they can be hacked, they can be scammed, they can be a lot of things. So this is a step-by-step process that we make with the people in field, and it takes this time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ángel. And okay, I don't know, we are close to the end of our webinar. If anyone has other questions, if not, we just say goodbye.
Feel free to contact me if you want further information or want to get involved somehow, collaboration in European projects, in Erasmus Plus projects. If you are looking for partners, I'm free to develop the know-how and to show you if you want. Okay.
Great, thank you very much. So we will, as usual, post the recording, the video recording, and the presentation, and Angel's presentation on the DigComp folder, and you will be able to reach it from also the DigComp Hub website. So it's a public folder. So thank you very much to everyone, and hope to see you soon. We have a new webinar on the 21st of November. It's going to be called, again, from Spain, Legal DigComp. So it's how DigComp was applied to the world, the legal world, how legal professionals use DigComp to explore and define their legal requirements. And in that event, we also have we will have a short presentation also by PIX, because we discovered that PIX is also working on this, and so it's going to be an interesting comparison, a little bit of what is being done in France and in Spain in this area. So see you hopefully soon, all of you, and thank you for joining this webinar.
Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.